Alrighty then. Let's take a look-see at Joe Biden. Biden is doing damage control with George Stephanopoulos. So I hope you've seen this video because I'm going to stop it a few times. I'm going to give you all my reactions.
Here it is. Mr. President, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the debate. You and your team have said you had a bad night. But your friend Nancy Pelosi actually framed the question that I think is on the minds of millions of Americans. Was this a bad episode or the sign of a more serious condition?
It's a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
You know, you say you were
Wait a minute. I told them to stop it a few times. He didn't think he had a bad night after he did the debate, though, because Jill Biden was like, Joe, you answered every question. They thought they did a good job. This is cap. He really believed he did a good job. He does believe that. Okay, let's get to the rest.
Exhausted, and I know you've said that before as well, but you came, and you did have a tough month, but you came home from Europe about 11 or 12 days before the debate, spent 6 days
He looks
in
lost.
Camp David. Why wasn't that enough rest time, enough recovery time?
Because I was sick. I was feeling terrible. Matter of fact, the docs with me, I asked them, they did a COVID test because they were trying to figure out what was wrong. They did a test to see whether or not I had some infection, a virus. I didn't. They just had a really bad cold.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you had a cold. I didn't once hear this man sniffle, have congestion, or nothing. Right? I didn't hear any of that. He took a COVID test, but didn't you go to the Waffle House right after? So you mean to tell me the president from 2020 who took, the C word so seriously, with the shot, that you went to go infect more people at the Waffle House? We ain't gonna talk about that. All right. Let's go to the rest.
And did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
I don't think I did, no.
Well, what I'm trying.
Here we go, right here.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You don't think so? At the time of this interview, the debate was a week ago. Y'all can't be serious with me, man. This old man is senile. He doesn't even know if he did a debate last week. He don't know if he's seen it or not. Man, y'all can't be serious, bro. Y'all cannot be serious with this. He has been programmed to answer these questions, but he can't remember how to answer the questions. This man is off his rocker, dog. Okay. Democrats, keep going.
What I want to get at is what were you experiencing as you were going through the debate? Did you know how badly it was going?
Yeah, look,
No.
the whole way I prepared, nobody's fault
Just
mine.
paused.
Nobody's fault but mine. I prepared what I usually would do, sitting down, as I did come back with foreign leaders or the National Security Council, for explicit detail. And I realized about partway through that, I get quoted, the New York Times had me down at 10 points before the debate, 9 now, or whatever the hell it is. The fact of the matter is that what I looked at is that he also lied 28 times. The way the debate ran.
Give him the LeBron face. Bro, he didn't say anything about lying or post. He's not even answering the question.
Not my fault. Nobody else's fault. No one else's fault.
But it seemed like you were having trouble from the first question in, even before he spoke.
Well, I just had a bad night. You've had some bad interviews once in a while. I can't remember any, but I'm sure you did.
I've had plenty. I guess the question, the problem is here for a lot of Americans watching is you've said, going back to 2020, watch me, to people who are concerned about your age. And, 50
we
million
are watching.
Americans watched that debate. It seemed to confirm fears they already had.
Well, look, after that debate, I did 10 major events in a row, including until 2 o'clock in the morning after that debate. I did events in North Carolina. I did events in Georgia. Did events like this today. Large crowds, overwhelming response, no slipping.
Hold on. Large crowds. The debate was nobody there. There was no one there in the debate. There was Dana, and there was Jake, and there was you, and there was Trump. That was the perfect scenario for you to do good. And you're talking about you were doing things to 2 a.m. So you're telling us that you're old and you're not able to do the things as a president is supposed to, which I'm sure presidents are usually up at all times of the night. And oh my God, this is not a valid excuse. This is not a valid excuse. Y'all gotta be kidding me, man.
And so I just had a bad night. I don't know why.
How many times are you gonna say you had a bad night? Like they programmed this into his mind. Just keep saying you had a bad night. Say you had a cold. Say you were sick. Bro, off of that.
Quickly, did it come to you?
He getting mad
that you were having that bad night.
Well, it came to me as having a bad night when I realized that even when I was answering a question, even though they turned his mic off, he was still shouting. And
Trump was not shouting. In your mind, you thought he was shouting. Trump handled himself like a president. He's handled himself very composed. He couldn't yell because his mic was off. What is going on here? What is really going on here? Because now you're going to say he lied 28 times. You're lying to us right now, to the American public, that you were sick, that you had jet lag, that you're lying to us right now, and you're trying to say Trump lied 28 times and all this and that. That's a Democratic talking point to say Trump lies. That's why Jill Biden, right after y'all left the Waffle House or before, she said, she talked to the crowd. She says, what did Trump do? And they all said lied, the whole entire audience. That's a talking point of the Democrats. Meanwhile, Donald Trump was not yelling. He was actually looking at this man with concern. He was looking at the president of the United States with concern with how old he was and frail he looked.
I let it distract me. I'm not blaming it on that. But I realized that I just wasn't in control.
But part of the other concern is that this seems to have fit into a pattern of decline that has been reported on recently. New York Times had a headline on July 2nd, Biden's lapses are said to be increasingly common and worrisome. Here's what they wrote. People who have spent time with President Biden over the last few months or so said the lapses appear to have grown more frequent, more pronounced, and after Thursday's debate, more worrisome. By many accounts, as evidenced by video footage, observation, and interviews, Mr. Biden is not the same today as he was even when he took office 3.5 years ago. Similar reporting in the Washington Post and the Wall Street Journal. Are you the same man today that you were when you took office 3.5 years ago?
In terms of successes, yes. I also was the guy who put together a peace plan for the Middle East that may be coming to fruition. I was also the guy that expanded NATO. I was also the guy that grew the economy. All the individual things that were done were ideas I had or I fulfilled. I moved on. And so, for example, well, that was true then. What's Biden done lately? Today, just announced 200,000 new jobs. We're moving in a direction that no one's ever taken on. I know you know this from the days in the...
How many more migrants have entered the United States today, Joe Biden? How many of them are coming across since you supposedly signed a threshold bill to stop the migrants after it's like 2,500 enter in? How many migrants have entered?
In the government. I took on Big Pharma. I beat them. No one said I could beat them. I took on all the things we said we got done. We were told we couldn't get done. And part of it is what I said when I ran was I want to do 3 things. Restore some decency to the office. Restore some support for the middle class instead of trickle-down economics, go from the middle out and the bottom up. The way the wealthy still do fine, everyone does better. And unite the country.
Here you go with this tax the rich thing. Taxing the rich does not work. You guys don't know how to manage money in your administration. So the more money you get, you're just going to waste it, right? There's a waste problem that you have. Don't give me that tax the rich BS, man. I'm tired of that.
What has all that work over the last 3.5 years cost you physically, mentally, emotionally?
Well, I just think it cost me a really bad night, bad run.
One night.
But, you know, George, I'm optimistic about this country. I don't think we're a country of losers, that he points out. I don't think America's in tough shape. I think America's on the cusp of breaking through in so many incredible opportunities. This next term, I'm going to make sure we have straighten out the tax system. I'm going to make sure we're in a situation where we have...
No, and then you're going to raise the taxes, bro. That was very clear in the debate that Trump is trying to cut tax and use the money in different ways. And then he's trying to, make sure he puts tariffs on other countries. Joe Biden is trying to raise taxes for just the American people and supposedly big corporations. He's taxing us. Man, see, follow the money. Do not get distracted by the things that they say. Follow the money.
Healthcare for all people, where we're in a position where we have child care and elder care, free up, and all these things. One thing I'm proudest of is, remember when my economic plan was put forward, a lot of the mainstream economists said it's not going to work. Well, guess what? We now have 16 Nobel laureates, 16 of them in economics, saying that Biden's next term would be, based on what he wants to do, an enormous success. Trump's plan would cause a recession, would significantly increase inflation. I've made great progress, and that's...
Inflation has happened under your watch. So the problem will have to be fixed by the next president because you totally have screwed it up in 4 years. You have totally screwed this up. Anyone that is living in Biden's America, all are saying the same thing, whether you're Democrat or Republican. You were all saying that prices have went up. You have all said that inflation is high. House prices have gotten higher as well as their taxes. Everything is higher. Who is the president of the United States? The Walmart greeter. The Walmart greeter is our president. And that's why it's so expensive. So don't give me that stuff. When Trump was in office, none of this was a problem. Migrants weren't a problem. They're costing hundreds of millions of dollars. Ask Chicago and ask New York. Mr. Biden, hiding Biden.
That's what I plan on doing, and we can do this.
I understand that, and I'm not disputing that. What I'm asking you is about your personal situation. Do you dispute that there have been more lapses, especially in the last several months?
Can I run the 110 flat? No, but I'm still in good shape.
Are you more frail?
No.
I know you spoke.
Keep my schedule.
I know you spoke with your doctor after the debate. What did he say?
He said, he just looked at me and said, "You're exhausted." I said, "Look, I have medical doctors travel me everywhere. Every president does, as you know. Medical doctors, some of the best in the world, travel me everywhere I go. I have an ongoing assessment of what I'm doing. They don't hesitate to tell me if they think there's something wrong."
I know you said you have an ongoing assessment. Have you had a full neurological and cognitive evaluation?
I get a full neurological test every day with me. And I've had a full physical. I had, I've been at Walter Reed for my physicals. Yes. The answer is
I know your doctor said he consulted with a neurologist. I guess I'm asking a slightly different question. Have you had the specific cognitive tests, and have you had a neurologist, a specialist, do an examination?
No one said I had to. No one said.
Nobody said that I had to. Do you know how damaging this interview is for the Biden campaign? What the Democrats, the delusional Democrats don't understand is this is Joe Biden. You cannot change what this man is. And he's in a decline. So he's a worse Joe Biden than he's ever been before. So you guys are trying to shove these answers down his throat and give him questions that are filled out or whatever. And he still can't answer them because he's senile, he's old, he's not able to run the country. And so y'all are doing this media blitz, putting him in all these places and rallies and all this, and the man can't handle it. He's old, he's not ready. Not to mention his policies are just trash. Why are Democrats so surprised in Joe Biden? We know this already about this man. It's been said in the media for years. It's just blowing up in the Democrats' faces. That's what it is. This is, bro, they asked him, have you had a whatever? Have you had a test on your nerves and your brain? And he's like, I didn't know I had to. They have been saying this for years, if you could take a cognitive test. And he said no. Why? Because they know that if that gets released, he's done. He's already toast.
They said I'm good.
Would you be willing to undergo an independent medical evaluation that included neurological and cognitive tests and release the results to the American people?
Look, I have a cognitive test every single day.
Didn't answer the question. Biden never lies. Biden doesn't lie. Man, look at Biden right now, not even answering the question because he knows he can't pass it. He knows he can't.
Every day I have that test. Everything I do. You know, not only am I campaigning, but I'm running the world. And that's not how it sounds like hyperbole. But we are the essential nation in the world. Madeleine Albright was right. And every single day, for example, today, before I come out here, I'm on the phone with All
right.
The Prime Minister.
I think we've had enough, right? I mean, it's 16 minutes long. I wanted to give this a fair shot. I'm done. I'm done with this. Biden is toast. Biden is straight up toast. They're trying to find out how and who's going to be the next candidate, but Biden's not going to step down. I heard that they can possibly invoke the 25th Amendment or the 24th or 25th Amendment to try to remove him, which that makes them look bad. This is Trump's win. Like, this is just clearly Trump's year. Like, you guys have tried to sabotage this man politically and financially for the last 4 years. You guys did it in such a nasty way. And now what's happening is this is coming to bite you in the behind. And so this year it's up to Trump. You know, show up. Don't do that. Don't do too much because your opponent is literally committing suicide, political suicide on themselves. So do less as possible. Don't even take the second debate. Show up to the, November polls or whatever. And Trump wins. All right. That's it. That's it. Let me get out of here. Like I say, after every video, this is chess, not checkers. It's what Trump is playing. I'm going to see y'all at work.